Set the scene for us. Why launch a social media platform on this app? What does this bring to Robinhood?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it really brings two things. One, as we transition from being a trading app for beginners to a comprehensive financial super app, we want to get into, we want to be not just the platform where you can transact and make that trade, but also help with idea generation and provide a new source of information to our traders and investors alongside the business and company news that we already have in the app. So we think this can be a useful source of information. We're already at a large enough scale to where I think we'll get some great insights from traders to the community. The second thing is we think that particularly for traders that want to build followings, that want to share their ideas, we've got a lot of things to offer because we have a unique advantage in that we can make sure that the trades and the portfolios that are being posted on our social platform are verified. And this is something that other social media platforms, be it Reddit or X or Discord, struggle with because they rely on people posting screenshots from the places that they place trades. But since both are under one roof, we can make sure its signal to noise ratio is quite high and that you know that the traders are verified, the performance is real, and there's real money behind some of the things they're saying.
And just as a non sequitur, I will point out that Reddit share is actually up 8% right now at a record high. But turning back to this platform, as you mentioned, right now, it seems like it's mostly about posting trades. All posts have to include trade of equities, options, or other assets, and they will continue to update in real time these positions. But where do you possibly see this going? You mentioned you want Robinhood to be sort of an everything app here. How does social media evolve and fit into that vision?
Yeah, a big part of it is user-generated content. So we're adding more assets for sure. And you mentioned equities, options, futures. There's also prediction markets. And one of the things we demonstrated at our event yesterday was a social conversation around a football game prediction market. So you can imagine that you could be watching the game, trading on the outcome, and connecting with traders and sharing opinions. So I think as we add more assets, it gets much more dynamic. And I think over time, we should see new information and new news being broken on the platform by our traders. And we think this can become an authoritative source of business and financial content. So we have the scale to do it. And it's an exciting announcement in some ways for me because the origins of Robinhood, before we got our license to operate a broker-dealer, we were a social network. And this is almost like coming back full circle for me.
It's also kind of gets to this idea, though, too, of making sure that, I guess, the retail set, for lack of a better phrase, just has a little bit more control and maybe a little bit more, I guess, effectiveness in the transparency of financial markets. I want you to talk to me a little bit, Vlad, about how you further that even more down the line than where we are right now. This idea of greater transparency in the market, greater access to IPOs for the retail set that in the old days was basically zero. How much further can you push that?
Yeah, I mean, the theme of Hood Summit, the event that we're at right now, is it's really about making sure that traders on Robinhood, which are a unique set of customers that we want to take very good care of, feel like they would be at a disadvantage using any other platform. And a big part of that is making sure that things that high net worth individuals, wealthy customers, institutions have historically had should be allowed to, should be given to our retail customers as well. So we also announced short selling, which was people were very excited to hear that. We announced Robinhood Cortex, which is our AI platform, being available to Robinhood Legend, which is our professional web platform. So we're integrating more and more AI tools to help people with their trading and their investing. And we didn't announce anything in Hood Summit around private markets, but we've been doing a lot of work there too. And particularly as you're looking at the current landscape where AI is disrupting every facet of our lives, professionally and personally. A lot of these AI companies are private and getting into hundreds of billions of valuation. And right now, that wealth is being concentrated among a smaller and smaller set of people. So we think it's important to distribute that and make it available to retail as well.
What are some of the ideas, though, that you've talked about with regards to how that is structured? Are we talking about being able to buy into individual things, or is this more about packaging into ETFs and other sort of instruments that sort of aggregate multiple private assets into one thing?
Yeah, I think there will be both models for sure, and it'll vary a bit based on what's permissible in different regions. So for example, in Europe, just a couple of months ago, we had a similar event to Hood Summit, but it was focused on crypto. It was called To Catch a Token. It was in the south of France. And there we launched tokenization. So we launched stock tokens of public companies, and we also demonstrated through a giveaway tokenization of OpenAI and SpaceX, which is very exciting. So we do have the technology already to make private companies available to retail. The things that we have to get through is really, how do we do that in the US? What's a good product that also fits within the current regulatory construct? And how do we make sure that the companies understand this and are excited about it, and actually, we get the best companies to opt in and join us for this revolution.
Vlad, we only have 30 seconds here, but I noticed that you're not actually in Paris. You're in Las Vegas, of course, at the Hood Summit. A cynic might say that Robinhood is more of a gambling platform than it is an investing platform. So there is some poetry here, and I just wonder if that was intentional.
I mean, not in the way that you laid out. I will tell you, Las Vegas is a great American city. I think that in many ways, it's a growing sort of like symbol of where the country is going. It's not just, financial services and entertainment, but really, there's a new economy. And I think it's also just a place where people convene and meet and discuss all sorts of things. So I think that, we feel good about it.